Beloved, if you look behind me, you'll see beautiful Mount Fuji is covered in the first snow. Winter is coming. It's dipping down into the 20s, I think. It's very cold. I got my scarf on today. Exciting video. We are going to be finishing up the cozy cabin. Jalon and crew have arrived from Meadowlark Log Homes, who built our original cabin, and we're doing the final chinking. It sat for a year and now it's ready. We're going to get in just under the wire. So let me show you before what it looks like, and then I can't wait to show you how it turned out after. I'll start off with a full 360. Now this is before stain and chinking. What chinking is, it's a material that fills in the gaps between the logs inside and out, and we'll do a protective stain as well. So this is the north side, the entry. West side, the guys are just starting with the masking of the flashing. Jalon and the boys are masking off the mini split. This is the south gable. This will make East Coast man happy. Mr. Peter's got some nice oak, dry, as well as the tree of my people, some fir over there. Nice mix. Here's a close-up of the logs after a year, being a year up with the sun on them. You can see checking, meaning those cracks. So what the guys told me is anything 3/8 or bigger will get filled. So it could be even those larger cracks, but between the wood, right there, there's a big one. You see that? That's all natural. It's part of the drying process. But the wood is very dry and it's opened up quite a bit. Welcome back. It's been 48 hours since I showed you the initial 360. Jalon and crew from Meadowlark are just wrapping up. Chink the inside, chink the outside. I'm shocked of how much better it looks and how tight it feels. Let me give you a 360 on the exterior and then we'll go inside. Here is the west wall. This is the one that gets a lot of sun. I think a common misconception I hear from people, they always ask me, oh, it's going to be a lot of work to look after. What you were telling me is we did 3 coats. We did 2 of the stain and then 2 of the sealer. And that
1 of the sealer.
1 of the sealer.
Yeah.
And that you can come back every maybe a year or a couple of years and just go once over, kind of like a screensaver for this. And if you do that, then it will just basically last indefinitely, correct?
Yeah, that's basically it. I mean, you can, if you feel it, you can't really see it on camera, but you can feel there's like it's like a film almost, and that, especially the 3rd coat, which is the clear coat, just adds this like really, thick. It's not, you can't really see it. It doesn't cover up the grain, but it provides really good protection. And it's case by case. The weather and the climate has so much to do with how fast it wears. But so you'll just kind of every year give it a good look over, feel it, and if it's, as long as this is repelling water, this will repel water really well. It'll just roll right off of this. And so, usually maybe the south-facing side, the bottom few logs, maybe in 2 years, you may want to hand brush a coat of some of the clear on top. But, you do that every couple of years, and then maybe if you do that consistently, maybe every 5 years you do the whole thing with a clear coat, you could get, 10, 15 years before having to reapply color.
One of the most time-consuming parts is the actually chinking of the cracks. You guys do everything, is it 3/8 or so?
Yeah, we try to do the checks, we do 3/8 and bigger. If they're upwards facing, we may do a little bit smaller. Some of these, it's up to, kind of discretion how you could, of course, go through and fill every single little crack, but at some point it doesn't really make sense. And
especially with these big overhangs.
Exactly, yep. So we really, of course, these big ones, like on the ends, you get a lot of these big, especially the upwards facing ones, like where water will collect and run in. We fill those in, and it just keeps water out. I mean, this stuff's really, really water resistant, and it stretches as well. It's very stretchy. It'll cure, but then it's like leathery, very leathery, and just. It's very durable. It'll last for a long time.
How would you say it compares to a house with like a T111 siding that you have to take care of?
Well, it just depends a lot. It varies, of course, by climate, but it's probably very similar. It might be, if you want to have like a lighter color, tint is what gives you the UV protection. So the lighter you go, be, the less protective it will be with the UV. So it's kind of a trade-off. You could paint it, well, you don't want to paint logs at all, but you could stain it super, super dark brown, and it would probably last longer with UV. So if you paint, T111, the paint, depending on the paint quality and how it was applied, may last longer. But again, there's so many variables, and it's not definitively, more maintenance just at face value. It comes down to, there's so many factors involved. So it is a misconception. It's not no maintenance, but no homes are no maintenance. So it is what you make of it and how you prepare for it.
One topic that comes up all the time is cost compared to like a conventional. I know my dad always said log homes were about 50% more than stick frame as a rule, but everything has changed in the economy.
Yeah.
So if someone wants to build something that would be a single family home, maybe a 3 or 4 bedroom, and you guys put up the logs, you put the roof on, and you leave everything else, which is easy. It's basic construction. What's the difference in cost between a medium grade stick frame home?
Yeah, it's a great question. So there's a lot of factors. There's of course finish quality. There's it's going to vary by region, but it's probably 25% more expensive especially if you hire a lot of the trades out. If you're more of a DIY capable, then you can see probably a pretty similar cost.
If you do it like we did, you guys did the roof, you guys, so that was all finished inside, you did the logs. The only thing I had to do was put the doors in, put the windows in. We put an IKEA kitchen in, we bought some IKEA furniture, and it just worked out so nice. If someone were to do kind of what we did, would you say it's comparable to a stick frame?
Yeah, it's definitely comparable, for sure.
If you do all the work yourself?
If you do all the work yourself, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And even if you do, you can stack these logs yourself and do the roof yourself. We do that. We sell a lot of these to people who buy the log package from us, and then
just rent a crane for a couple days.
Yep, and a lot of people do with a telehandler too. They'll get a loader or a excavator.
Whatever they got.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's they're pretty DIY friendly. We've got good resources, and we're very always willing to help people with questions and stuff. But it's a good. To me, like, this is such a perfect type of product for, especially the smaller cabins like this. They're so, like, for someone who wants to build their own home, all the notches are pre-cut. It's ready to be put together, and so it's you can buy one of these and then put it up yourself and have a sense of ownership in what you built, and then you have a very quality product that's going to last a long time if you take care of it, and it's more than just a stick built house. So
the thing that doesn't come across in video is how the quality it feels like, how warm it is, how quiet it is if you have traffic on the street. And I spent a lot of time in it all winter with a wood stove going. It was just so cozy. When I would go back to my house, I kept telling Mrs. W, I think I would like to live in a log home. There's something about it. It just is surrounded by all wood and not having, a lot of people are concerned with microplastics, like you said, and I'm concerned sometimes with what's going on with carpets and laminates and paints. And now that the supply is global, you hear all the time, this particular paint now is poisonous, and you just kind of mitigate all that with this, and you have a clean, natural environment that is just you can't compare.
Yeah, it's very unrefined or unprocessed. We live in a very processed. Everything we do is all of our food and our, everything is very ultra processed, ultra, just like there's
homogeneous.
Yes, exactly. This kind of takes a step back. It's very raw and but not to the point where, because you've got, you see these old log homes that I think you used to live in one, that are very, and this is a reputation log homes have, is being, kind of shoddy, and people threw them together, and they're, gappy and drafty and all that. And so,
Northern California enters the chat right now, right?
Yeah, 100%.
During the 70s.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. Hippies building cabins out of redwood.
Yep, exactly. I mean, you still see that today, but we, like, the idea is, we have a unrefined product that is but it's also clean, and it's very it's able to be brought into the brought up to the standards of modern construction and what people expect out of a quality home. They want clean, premium finishes and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Premium craftsmanship. So that's what we've developed, and a lot of it is in the way we put these together. My grandfather kind of developed this system. It's very there's many different systems of log home building and construction, but this is what we've kind of developed, and it's really been unchanged for almost 50 years now. This right here looks indistinguishable from the ones they built in the 80s, that are still standing all over, especially northwest Montana.
What you find when you start living in it, working with it, I had this idea, I'll do this, I'll save some money here and there, but the quality, it's so nice, it forces you to step up. Yeah. It's like, I can't put engineered floor, and I got to put real floor, and real windows and stuff, because it just is, it just exudes that richness, and there's no two alike, which is kind of cool as well.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly.
Well,
everyone's different.
I had an idea. You rarely get to see the inside of the customers' cabins, because you're gone, and then they finish them over the course of a year. We're going to show you ours and tell us what we did right, what we did wrong, what you like, what you don't like, and just give us a quick tour. We'll just do like a 3-minute. All right, so Jaylon gets to see the finished. He rarely gets to see this.
Yeah.
So anything surprise you?
Not really. I mean, as far as the finish, I think the selections you guys made, like this wood floor, the trim, it's very, very, the materials are very high quality. Like the quarters on fir is really, really nice. It gives it a contrast, kind of a clean wood contrast to the characteristic, character of the logs.
You'll notice we moved your ladder.
Yeah.
Can you tell why we did that?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, so the ladder was supposed to go here,
but
it just took up too much of the floor space. So I convinced Cody, it was a very difficult thing to do, but I convinced him that we should cut a hole and put it there. And he reluctantly agreed, but I think we're all happy for it.
I think it really works. Because if this ladder's out here, it messes up the kitchen flow. Yeah. This area is kind of a weird transitional space anyway, and then it works out really well. And then you repurpose the railings from outside, and you made the. It really looks on purpose. It doesn't look.
And
like
you could still fit a king size bed in, so that was the other thing that we really wanted to.
Now you guys did all 4 slept up? Yes.
Yeah.
Is that right? And how was
actually,
that?
One of us slept down here, but it was good. We cracked the window. The stove is an animal, so you can get it really hot. But we kept it. I think it let it go out actually. It was nice.
We got the littlest one that they had.
It's great. It's going to be warm in the winter for sure.
I chose that because it had like a 3-inch offset from the back.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Okay.
Yeah, that's code.
And you can put full-size logs in. So some of you would have had to cut special logs and
18. You can put the 18 in there.
I was surprised with that. That's
and then we just made, one of our subscribers made that bent that sheet metal and blued it.
Oh, nice.
So that's kind of cool. He put that on the fiberboard.
Nice. Yeah, no, it's great. It looks really good. We it's a great showcase cabin for our website and others to see. So
we love it.
Yeah.
What do you like about it?
It's so cozy. It's so cozy, and it feels intimate, and it's just it feels nice and homey.
Can you show us your kitchen and how you could do such a nice kitchen for so cheap?
Well, and one of the big things that I wanted was a lot of counter space. So we put the island in, lots of counter space working there. We got the New York City fridge size. I think they were off Home Depot, but that's what everyone in the cities has these in their apartments. So you could actually put a bigger fridge here later if we wanted to. But
full size, if you want to,
And we've got the Lazy Susan little stove, which is super cute.
Where did you find that?
Again, Home Depot.
Is that what?
New York City.
24 wide?
Yeah, I believe so.
Looks like it.
Yeah, so really small. But IKEA cabinets and IKEA counter, and we've got the little sink with the drain board, and we've got Cody's Nana's dishes in here that I saved and used. So
we're a little.
When you don't know what to do with your your boomer dishes, right?
Nobody wanted them, so we said, well, let's use them, and if they break, they break.
Yeah. No, I think it's perfect. I think the small appliances are. Any bigger, it would feel too big, for the space. It's very, very proportionate.
Yeah, it's great.
Functional.
And lots of space, counter space in here.
Yeah, and all this is IKEA.
Yep.
We got this at Home Depot, and then this was
This is Home Depot as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the red lamp, we also got that Home Depot.
It's an exterior lamp.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. But you gotta do what you gotta do.
Nice.
It's good.
Well done.
It's great. Yeah, good job.